Hello everyone and welcome to JoBeth Sexton's Crafty Cauldron. I'm JoBeth Sexton and today I have a flip through for you of my most recently finished journal. This one's a little different. As you can see, it's got a little flippy flip on the cover here on the ends. And let's measure it. It is roughly 6 inches by 7¼ tall, and the open part is, as you can see, it's got a little bit of room left in it, and it is about 4 inches from outside to outside. There we have that. Oh, and the spine is 2 inches. 2-inch spine. So what I have first to show you is that this is done in fabric, but it looks like dragon scales. Thus, this one is called Dragon. This is basically just, I don't really use a lot of kits, but this one I used several things in, and I will go through that and show you. What we have here on the spine is a detachable tassel, and there's a little dragon eye here, which I have made out of components. Cool little guy. It's orangish. It's like dark orange, almost honey colored, with some brown and stuff thrown in. In the tassel, we have a bunch of laces, sari silk, ribbon, coffee dyed fabric, textiles, yarn stuff. And they're all color coordinated. There's a couple of blues thrown in to kind of bring out the color in this. So what we have here is this is made out of old jewelry. It's cat's eye beads, and these are really pretty. These are like, they're man-made cat's eye, but they're really gorgeous. They have, like, if you can see that little variation in there, it looks like a little sapphire cat's eye. So there's that. Then what I've attached to there is I've got, and there's a lot of strings and stuff, and feel free, if you want to trim something when you purchase this, trim it. It's yours. It's yours. Once you purchase, it belongs to you. This is a little coin. It's got a Queen Elizabeth, a little peahen or a grouse feather, I believe. Then there's a sword, which I've modified to be able to go on a ring. And this is a piece off of, I thought it looked like a shield, but it's a piece off of a really old belt. And I believe it is Mexican silver, so it's a form of sterling silver. Then we've got, let's see here, we've got a dragon, a fleur-de-lis, here's a dragon charm, on some more of that necklace. And then at the bottom of that, we've got a chunk of, it's plated, but I'd put it on here to represent dragon's gold. And then we've got this. This was a gift from when I purchased a book cradle from Crafty Cat USA. Thanks, Amy. And this came as a thank you gift, and it kind of matched. Kind of looks good there, so I decided to put it on there. And let's see, what else do I have? Oh yes, and attached to this lace is it's a heavy pewter. It's like a Japanese dragon. It's really cool. And it's 3D, so that's it. Okay, so the closure on this one is a little bit different. It's made from leather, and on the closure we have a pewter dragon charm with black enamel in it, and another fleur-de-lis. This one is copperish, and I left the patina on there because I wanted it to look old. Everything in here is designed to look aged. So this clasp is actually a spring clasp, and it goes on this chain. This chain is made from links of chainmail armor that my husband has. He took off a portion of it to make it fit him better, and these links are part of the portion that he took off. But they're anodized steel, and they are made to look black, so they look a little aged. Now let's go inside here. This is a really cool thing. This is made out of an old junk mail flyer. So it's kind of halfway between a hardcover and a soft cover. Inside we've got this little flippy part here, Oh, let me move this over so you can see. It flips out like this, and there's all kinds of pockets and little secret hidey holes and stuff. Inside this pocket is made out of faux suede fabric with a little trim of tulle that I thought looked kind of like dragon skin. And then there's a feather and a journaling card tag, a tall tag thing. So that goes in there. And then inside this, we have one of those little string closure. And then this folds down and this folds up. Let me get that back in. This folds up. There's a pocket behind here. And then inside here, there's some paper to journal on or to write notes. And it just stays closed by tucking. Then on the bottom half of that little flippy-doo thing, we've got these two tiny little file folder pocket type things. And these little itty bitty envelopes, these are from Nick the Booksmith. I just absolutely adore these. I like the print, the design, the color, everything. It's really cool. But you can fill those with little trinkets. And then this is a couple of little tiny tags that I have created. And this one has a little dragon on it. And this is a picture of a Japanese dragon. And it's been aged, it's been cut out roughly and then aged with vintage photo. So that goes inside of there, and this folds down and you can close it up like this. And behind here there is another pocket, and there's an envelope inside of there. Now we open this up. This is the little brad, the little snappy thingy that holds on the clasp for the front. So that's what that little silver button is right there. So then we have George and the Dragon, St. George and the Dragon postcard. And there's two pockets in here actually. There's this journaling card with some textiles on it, some velvet paper that's been stenciled, and then that same fabric from the cover. And then the back has coffee stained paper with red watercolor pigment. And then there's a tall tag here with some lined paper, and the back has been stamped. There's a lot of stamping in this one. And there's two pockets in here. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's two pockets right here. So you could actually tuck something down inside of there and no one would be the wiser. So then on this side we have, I'm going to fold that back up in there. We have this unique, interesting little journaling card flip out thing, and it's actually 4 circles all put together, and you can write on that. You can fold up, you can put it anywhere you want, of course. Then another journaling card with a dragon picture. This is from Mrs. Coggs, as is this. The coffee stain paper is a doily. It's got a doily pattern on it. That I did myself. All the coffee stain paper I do myself. And then this is a tall tag with some stitching, another dragon. And this tag I actually got from the Inky Owl Studio from Jean. She's such a sweetheart. More stamping and a flip, so you can journal on the inside of that. And then, of course, you can journal on this page as well. I didn't want to glue anything over this because I just love how this coffee stain came out. It just came out really, really unique. So I like that. It looks really cool. More stamping, some journaling pages. This is a pocket. This is from Medieval Mirage, and I think it's the tones of sepia. And then that kit, and the kits are absolutely incredible. There are so many pages. These have been backed. And this is another envelope. This is an envelope from the Medieval Mirage kit with some coffee stained paper. And then this is another corner tuck that flips, and I've stamped the corner with a decorative little cutout stamp thing. More stamping. And then this has got a really beautiful textile. It's a combination of 2 different kinds of lace. And I got a lot of my lace from The Lovely Lace Shop on Etsy. She's got some incredible deals and some beautiful laces. This is a little cluster I made from paper, fabric, and a little leaf skeleton. You can, it's really kind of cool. And the envelope I got again from Inky Owl Studios. Shop on Etsy. So I made pockets out of it. This is a image I found on Pinterest years ago. It says Guardian, and then I inked the back, and that just slides right inside of there. And then on the back, there's another little pocket and a little tiny notebook. And this is a Medieval Mirage image. Then we have stenciling and stamping and textiles on the edge here. And then another pocket. This is a Medieval Mirage from that Tones of Sepia. And then a tag that I made. And this tag is made from, this is a Mrs. Cog's image. And it's a public domain image. You could probably find it on a lot of places. But it's got paper pad paper, and then on the back some more coffee stained with stamping and stitching. This might take a little while, guys. More stamping on, this is a Southworth parchment copy paper. More stamping, and these little guys are really cool. They kind of fold out. They fold out so you can have more journaling space, and I decided to put 3 to the page. So you've got these, you can hide little notes in there if you want. Franking paper, and then I inked so much in here to make it look like it was old. So there's that. More stamping. This is from a Tattered and Worn paper pad that I got at Hobby Lobby. This is Mrs. Cog's image. Again, it's probably a public domain. It looks like an Arthur Rackham. And this is a little envelope that I left all ragged, and I stained that. This tag back is black cardstock, and you can write on that with a white pen, or a neon colored pen at 2, actually, like a jelly roll, a Sakura jelly roll. This is done with the Signo, I believe it's pronounced Signo. It's just like a sign, you know. But I drew this on by hand, so that's some of my artwork in there. And there is other artwork of my very own in here, and I will point that out to you as we get to it. So that's got a little pocket behind there, and then that just goes in this large pocket, and there's plenty of room in there for other things too. You can put like probably a couple more envelopes or some extra paper. This is from a book page, this here, and then behind this pocket there's, let's do it this way so I don't block your view. There's a envelope, another Medieval Mirage from the kit, and I will post a link down below so you know. And then this is a little tag that I made from the page of a dragon book backed with coffee stained paper, and it kind of goes into this tall belly band thing, and I thought that looked really neat because it goes all the way through. See, it goes all the way through, but I don't put it down all the way through. And then this is like a little flip out. You can journal inside of there. More stamping and coffee stained paper. And this is the back of that page. Of course, more Tattered and Worn. I left this top loading pocket empty so you could put what you want in there. Textiles with another a leaf skeleton in kind of a russet color. Little tiny pocket down there made of an envelope. And then this is a little tiny tag. Another tag, and this is actually 2 pockets. You can see here we've got the envelope, there's a pocket behind, and then there's the pocket here. So this goes in here, or not, you can change it, and that goes in there. This is graph paper that I've inked and stamped, and inked, more the franking paper that's been stamped, and then this has a pocket. This is my own original artwork. It's a print of an oil painting that I did years and years ago. I don't have it anymore, someone bought it. But it is still my work. And then a tall tag with some vintage music and coffee stained paper. This says Myth, and it's another Mrs. Cog's image. And this flips up so you can journal inside of there, and there's stamping. This is a stencil made out of an old, one of those plastic placemats. It actually is a jack-o'-lantern, and I just chopped it up and used it. And then this is another page with some textiles up here in the corner. More Lovely Lace Shop, and I don't remember where I got this one. I don't. Then this tag has some fabric, the same kind of fabric that I put on the spine. And then this is actually from an antique furniture book, and it's a mirror. And then on the back there's vintage music and a journaling spot. It just goes right inside of that pocket. This is another fancy pocket. And then this folds down. You can journal inside of this. It's actually kind of a big piece of paper. You can journal on that back and front, and then you can journal on this page as well. And that just tucks right in there. This is something I put stamping. It says, I walk the path of the ancient one. I put stamping on it, made some lines, and then this is a public domain image that I found, and I love this image. It is so cool. And then the more stenciling with the Celtic cross, and there's some textiles here. Then here's the other side of the envelope, the brown envelope with a little journaling card here. And then this one is another journaling card, and I just put one of my pieces of art. It's a print of a 18 by 24 sketch, 18 by 24 drawing that I did in 1983. And then stamping and stitching. And then that goes down inside this like that. Coffee stained paper with stamping, script stamp, and then this is one of those cool little journaling cards that I learned from Mad Paper Crush. Mad Paper Crush, you guys, on YouTube. Another great place to get ideas, and she's a great lady. But you have a hidden journaling spot. You can journal on the back here, and then I put pieced together some coffee stained paper with the red watercolor pigment, and it just closes up, fits right down inside of that pocket with the, that's another print from Medieval Mirage. This is a belly band, Medieval Mirage, and then I just made it a double belly band with the image that I found online, and that's backed with coffee stained paper. A little envelope that you can unfold all the way and journal on. That's a lot of journaling space, and that's on some kids' drawing paper, I believe, which you can get on Amazon. I should make an Amazon my favorites list because I've got so many things that are my favorites, and I just, you know, I don't know. So more stamping, and then this is a altered paperclip banner with fabric, and it's got like text fabric and coffee stain and then red velvet. And then this is a pocket made out of lace, and another image with some sheet music and stitching, and the back has lined paper. And then that just goes right back on like this, and because you can't have everything in a pocket, right? That's the end of the first signature. Oh, and there's two signatures. I don't remember how many pages. A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be 16. That's 32. 64 pages in the book. Something like that. 64. And then here is some, this is a beginning of the second signature, and that's the of course the spine, inside of the spine. And then this has got a little fabric tab on it with some stamping on the page, and then on the back there's a pocket, and this is a image from a Mythological Creatures Dover book where you can take images and use them. A little tag with a door, which I love. I love these doors from Medieval Mirage. They're just super cool. And then a little bookmark tag thing from Mrs. Cog's image that I kind of sliced up. This is a little duck feather, actually a big duck feather. And this page has 3 pockets on it. And the pockets are, one faces up and one faces sideways, and then this one faces up again. And then there's this little notebook that I created, and it goes in this pocket with the feather. And a little bit of paper here just to journal on. And then this is the image also, that it's the dragon sculpture above a door. And this actually has 2 pockets here too. So there's a pocket here, and then there's another pocket right on top of that. So, oh, I'm sorry, no, there isn't. There is no pocket there. There's just one pocket. So this one has a tiny little pocket here, and then this tall tag with a little textile and stamping and coffee stained paper. More stamping, and this is a fabric flip with crazy stitching, and I used both of the fabrics from the cover, and then some miscellaneous fabrics that kind of fit the color scheme. And then that's the page, so you can hide your journaling on that page. More stamping on vintage notebook paper. This is an interesting page. This pocket is, there's a lot of pockets in this pocket. So we've got 1 pocket, 2, 3, 4. So this goes in here, and that's another Medieval Mirage, and these have been backed with coffee stained paper with the doily. paper doily pattern. Those go in there for now until you change them. Another image, backed with paper. And then this one is a tarot card actually, but I loved the picture on it because it is dragons. It's the Wheel of Fortune. So that is really cool. And then that goes in there. And then this is another journaling card with a dragon image and some textiles and stitching. And then just some pieced together medieval mirage collage and some from the Tattered and Worn paper pack. And the back is of course covered with coffee stain paper that's been tinted with some red watercolor pigment. And then the corner of that is cut out with a little punch. Script stamp, more stamping and coffee staining. This is a little belly band that I decided to put on sideways. And then this card has one of my pieces of artwork, and it's from Medieval Mirage and Tattered and Worn. And then this is a little saying that my husband wrote. Everything I need to know I learned from my dragon. And if you want to read that, you'll have to stop the video and look at it because it's a lot of writing, but not too much, and it's really cute. So then we have another corner tuck here, and then this stitched journaling card, stamping, graph paper, and then this is another image from a Dover image from one of the books. And it's backed with some printed paper. And then more paper that's got, the corners have been punched out. It's just for you to journal on. And that's coffee stain paper as well. The pocket is made out of coffee stain paper with some doily pattern and more stamping. This is a open up little journaling space with a pocket inside. And that's a tall tag there, backed with printed paper. And then there's coffee stain paper as well in this little pocket. So, and this is from a Halloween paper pack that's, oh my gosh, it's got to be 10 years old. I'm not even sure. And then it just tucks in like that. Behind there is actually a belly band. And I put one of the, a little journaling card in there with an antique, this is from the Antique Furniture book. And then this is one of my, it's a black and white print of one of my paintings that I did. And the painting is an 18 by 24. It's part of the painting, it's not the whole thing. And then backed with craft cardstock. This pocket is a little tiny pocket. It's made from the rest of this page, which we'll get to in a minute. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the center of the signatures are beaded. The little strings are beaded. Most of the beads are plastic and wood, although some of them are lampwork glass, semi-precious stones, and like this one is a halite skull. So that's a stone. Then we have a little tissue paper envelope, and this is a journaling card made out of vintage music sheet with a little dragon eye on some textiles in the corner. Little dragon eye. Or cat's eye, either way, but they look the same. And then that's backed with craft card stock, and this one is backed with craft card stock and then lined paper on the other side, so you can actually journal on both sides of that one. And then those go in there like that. You kind of want to keep the eye on the top like that, so it doesn't push things out. So this is a little page that came from another book about dragons, and it talks about the dragon and the pearl, and I have stamped air here. I stamped air, earth, fire, water through the book, and there's the rest of the page there. This is a journaling card with lined back, and on the front I took this picture from an old Shakespeare book. The pages are really thin and cool, like dictionary pages, and then this is sheet music here, but the quote is about a mystery. So, and I took this image because it looks kind of like Merlin, and Merlin has an association with dragons as well. And if you are curious about that, I encourage you to Google it. This is an altered paper clip with some textiles, and I stamped it, and then a cool little piece of a Medieval Mirage image. I think it was a bookmark cutout or something like that. Then we have the next page with a little velvet tab and more textiles and stitching and stamping and coffee dyed paper. And on the back of that there's a tuck, Mrs. Cogg's image. Did not back that with coffee stained paper, I just inked it. And then another Medieval Mirage image that's really beautiful. And then that one I did not back with coffee stain paper either. Graph paper, and then this is a textile I got from as a thank you gift from a purchase that I made from Crafty Cat when I got my book cradle. Which, by the way, you guys, the book cradle rocks. It's really lightweight. It's plastic. It's perfect. It's the right size. It's easy to handle because it's super light, and they're just worth every penny. I swear. Mine's red. I guess you can pick colors. I mean, sometimes I know she had a purple one in there at one time. But anyway, go check her out. I'll put the link below. So there we have more stamping and stitching, more stamping and inking, and then on this page we have a little tiny pocket made out of a book page, and then a Medieval Mirage bookmark / journaling card. This is another journaling card with the hidden portion in it, and then you can journal all over that. I love the hidden ones because you don't have to leave them out, you know, it's just, they're there. Oh, and this is not a belly band. This is actually a very shallow pocket. And also I have stamped secret there. Secret. Script stamp and other stamping and inking. And then on this page we have a really rough stamp of a tree branch and some more stamping. And then stitching and coffee stain paper, and then this is that Southworth parchment. This is an image I got from a Dover book, but I colored it in myself, and then I put water down here because it looked like a water dragon, and then put some script stamp on it and inked it up really well and backed it with coffee stain paper. Then there's an altered paper clip with some textiles using, part of it is the fabric that I used for the cover as well, and then some lace and stuff up here. Eyelet fabric. Then on the last, this is the inside of the cover, and this paper, by the way, this is a print of a marbled paper that Nick the Booksmith sells in her books, in her Etsy store. And what I did was I took the image of the page and I changed the color in Photoshop so it matched my color scheme for this book. So then this is another image from the Dover book, and I just cut it out roughly and inked it, and it goes back behind this pocket. And then this is another pocket with an envelope and some paper to write on, and then I put the word dragon, stamped it on this, a scrap from this, and just stuck it right there. And then on the back flap for this we have a little, one of those little, and I made this myself. I don't have a die cutting machine or anything, so I made this myself, and it's got all kinds of little cool tags with strings coming out the tops. This is a little dragon. It's on craft card, and then this is another little dragon with the textile at the top, and then this one is the fancy paper pack paper with a little dragon on the bottom, and then it's been inked. And this one has a moon punch, and then the textiles, and then there's a little bit of paper back here for you to journal on as well. So those go in any order you would like. On the back here in this little die cut, and in this little cut paper that looks like a slotted credit card holder, and I don't know if that's really what it is, but that's what it looks like to me. So then the final thing that I want to show you is, well, the two things actually, is inside this little folder thingy that I made out of an old one of those hanging file folders. It opens up like this, and the design for this I learned from Nick the Booksmith as well, but I modified it and made it really tiny. And it's got flips and flaps and all kinds of, these are all tissue paper because that's thin, and I didn't want to make it very bulky, but you could still write on this. It accepts ink and pencil, so you can write on that. And then there's little dragons, and then a dragon here. Oops, dragon here. I think I'm making a mess. Here we are. And then it just folds right up. These fold in, that goes up, and that comes down, and then it wraps up with this little gold string, which, yes, I used the gold again to represent dragon's gold. And then when you fold this shut, there's a little fabric pocket here, and inside there's a little tag, and then an old German dictionary page with dragon on it in German. So, and then that's been backed with craft card. And this is another one of the, it's a pocket made out of the faux suede that I stitched on before I glued on the cover. And then this is the back side of the clasp, and that's what that is. That's what it looks like right there. It's a little spring thing, and it holds really well. And I left the chain a little long so you have room for it to expand. So you don't have to worry about it if you want to fill this up a little bit more. If you want to take stuff out, it's still going to hold because the chain is, you can attach this all the way to the top, or you can attach it all the way to the bottom or anywhere in between. So it's pretty versatile. It's ready to be used. Okay, so that is my dragon journal, my dragon small journal. It's not a mini, but it is smaller than I usually work. And I made it out of a mailer, a trifold mailer that I just modified. It was so fun. It was super, super fun. So this will be listed in my Etsy shop sometime soon, probably this week. If you are interested before then, please message me either on Instagram, through my Etsy store, or I will put my email below. So just know that it's first come, first served. If you are interested in this, email me and we'll talk all specifics. So there you have it. There you have the little unique dragon journal. So thank you for watching, you guys. Thank you for being here. Peace, love. Remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Make it a happy and crafty and colorful one. Everybody, stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.